In this video, we will learn about constructors and how to work with them in C++. A constructor is a function that automatically gets called when an object is created in our program. To create a constructor, we use the same name as the class for the function name, and do not specify a return type for the function. For instance, let's create a class named example. Inside of here, we will use the public access modifier and create a constructor for our example class. Inside of the constructor, we will output the string code in constructor was called to the console. Inside of the main function, we will create an object of type example named example. When we run the code, notice that the string code in constructor was called was output to the console. The three conditions a function needs to meet in order to be a constructor and automatically get called when an object is created from that class are that the constructor has to be public, using the public access modifier, it has to have the same name as the class, and it cannot have a return value. A constructor, like other functions in our C++ program, can take in parameters as well. For example, inside of the parentheses of our existing example constructor, let's add a parameter of type string named parameter. Inside of the constructor function, we will output the value of parameter to the console. Then, when the example object is created inside of the main function, we will add a pair of parentheses after the name of the object, and pass in the string argument that will be output when the constructor code is called. In this case, we will pass in the string hello world. When we run the code, notice that hello world was output to the console, meaning that the code for the constructor was called, and that the string parameter correctly functioned in our code. In this video, we will learn about destructors and how to work with them in C++. A destructor is essentially the opposite of a constructor. Destructor code gets called right before the object is destroyed. Let's add a destructor to our example class. First, we put a tilde in front of the function name, signifying that this function is a destructor. Then comes the name of the class, which is example in this case. Inside of this destructor, we will output a new line, and then the string goodbye world to the console. When we run the code, notice that the string goodbye world was output to the console. Hello world was output from the constructor when the object was created. Then goodbye world was output from the destructor right before the object was destroyed by the program. Keys to remember about a destructor are that it needs to have the tilde character in front of it, be the same name as the class, and not have any return type specified.